All right. This one is called the Delusional Attractiveness Scale. This one is from the Crucible. It's also from the Whatever podcast. And, well, we'll just get into it.
Like, you're not physically attracted to this guy at all, but then he opens his mouth and he's like, well, I'm a 10. And he says that with like some serious confidence, and he believes it too. Are you all of a sudden attracted?
Do men walk around saying this? Generally speaking, this just doesn't feel like a real life thing. Okay, well, we'll let him finish.
Attracted to him or no?
I feel like if his actions also prove that he's a 10, yeah, I could get some attraction, grow some attraction towards that.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, we have two pictures. Damien, there's the Leonardo DiCaprio one, and with the other guy, it's like...
He's fine. Or he was. I don't know about now.
Yo, Hugo, thank you for the... what currency is this, Hugo? Is it Brazilian real? Is it... Wait, hold on.
You're giving Bitcoin or some shit.
What is that? R?
Is that Russian or?
Except what?
It's...
She is unable to
Oh, wait,
accept.
hold on. Do we know anyone? Okay. We've seen Pink Hat Girl before. She was in the back over here, though. We have a new Helmet Girl. That's not the same Helmet Girl as last time. I don't know who any of these people are. No idea. Not sure who this is. Maybe he's tagged in here. Nope. Nope. Don't know who that is. Obviously that's Brian. New Helmet Girl though. Interesting. I don't know what the Helmet Girl does, but whatever. Here we go.
I think it's Brazilian real. Or no, but typically... Yeah, it is Brazilian real. It's the... What is that, like $3? Hold on. 100
Oh my god, nobody cares,
to
Brian.
USD.
Talk
Are
about,
you
talk
abusing
about the
my
actual
friend?
thing.
Is he? Do you have it?
See,
All right,
she
you
is
can go ahead
unable
and
to
pull it
accept.
up.
I don't know what we're referring to.
I'm just curious. Which one is more physically attractive? Leo
cares?
I love Leonardo DiCaprio.
or Jonah? Is that his name?
Leo.
Jonah Wilson, right?
Leo.
Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Wilson.
Leo?
Yeah, Leo.
Leonardo.
Leo.
Leo. Leo.
Okay, and I think you need to go back for the other picture. I think it's one back. Which one's more attractive? The girl on the left or the girl on the right?
Probably
Bro.
everyone will think the...
What do you think?
Bro. First of all, like, this is an absurd photograph to use for this question. Like, that's just insane. Also, who cares? Like, what is... All right, we'll let him get to the point.
Okay.
Just because her outfit. I think.
What about you? Oh, wait.
Just because her
Just
outfit?
because her outfit.
Yeah.
That's fair. Picture him naked and then tell us.
I hear Andrew. I don't see Andrew.
I don't
Where
like
did y'all
this.
find this
I don't
picture?
like this comparison.
Yeah, this is like the worst looking person I've ever seen in my life.
You can't what makes you tell the truth? You can't really
This is a
see
bad photo.
Yeah.
The lighting is off.
She looks crazy.
Hold on. Which one's more attractive?
She looks like a nice lady.
The left.
Okay.
I think anyone who wouldn't say the person on the left will be a liar.
I mean, I kind of want to decline to answer because I can't see like that.
Right, we can't even really see her.
What?
too.
Really?
Them.
Really?
They're
Yeah.
I could.
And
Maybe
that
she's just
was
really
her
dark.
racism right there. Can't really even see. Okay. All right.
So you can't pick one?
I feel like
I don't know what kind of
this
TV
isn't a
they're
fair
using, but-
comparison.
What do you mean? How is it not a fair comparison?
Like there's like dark shadows. We can't really see
They're
her
two different
face.
types of women in size, in style, and how they're dressing.
Yeah, that's the nature of comparisons. You're comparing
But I mean,
two
the
people
compare
who look differently.
you did prior were two white males who were in the same age range.
Right.
They
That's
look
true.
both aged differently, come from two different backgrounds as well.
Yeah, this is a
Dress similar.
crazy
Like, they're not
comparison.
comparable
You
at
couldn't
all.
have
The other
found
two
Does
were
that
in
have
the
to do
same
with
a
place.
picture of two
anything?
like
Because I
Like,
feel
what
like
does that have to do with
similar-ish
anything?
women.
The
Like, this is
comparison just
crazy.
asking which one's more attractive. Has nothing
Why
to
would
do with
you
anything
ask
else.
that,
Just the
though?
question
That's
is,
crazy.
which one of these women is more conventionally
declined
attractive
to
from your
answer.
view? That's all that's asking.
We know
I
the
declined to
question.
answer because my.
Do you know the question?
Wait.
Because it seems like you don't know the question.
Wait.
You're
The question
asking
is a
which one-
setup. The question is a
You're
setup.
asking
Which one's
which
actually
one
more
is the
attractive?
Yeah, it's a
is a setup.
stupid
How's this
question.
In my
setup?
opinion,
Because you're gonna pick the worst picture of a very dark skinned woman and
It has
put
nothing to
her
do.
next
Hold
to
on.
put her
You
next.
want me to find a white woman?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
can
two
you
white
do
girls.
that?
Yeah, do that.
2 white women.
Do that. Make it more
Why did they
fair.
make it about
Or
race?
even-
It has
Exactly.
nothing to do with race.
We
I could find unattractive white women too.
Okay, find
I do that.
two actresses that like.
that are in the
It's
same
just when you
place,
compare
dressed
that
within
picture to
the
the
same
previous one, it's
style.
just two different
Yeah.
comparisons. It's like Jonah Hill and Homie, they don't look alike, but they're
They're in the
similar
same
in class,
setting.
they're similar in earnings.
I don't know. That
The second
sounds
picture
crazy
like
to
a
me.
homeless
That
person.
sounds to me, the option of just asking which one of these women is more conventionally attractive from your view,
Y'all know
I
this
don't
is a
understand what that
It's a-
has to do with.
Andrew, it is an absurd photograph. It is an absurd photograph to use after Leonardo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill. That's insanity. It is obviously like a completely different ballpark. Like, use a normal picture because you know they're going to be like, this is crazy. You know this. And it doesn't help your point. I know their point because I've seen another one of these stupid 10 scale clips. And this doesn't help your point.
Except that you want to see in it.
right.
There's
I
other
agree.
factors outside of race with the same thing stating that the two men were in the same area. They're both, same age range. They're dressed the same. They're coming to the same style for a
They're both
reason.
celebrities.
The other two women looked like they were dressed differently, supposed to be in two different places. Maybe,
Facts.
one was like a
Well,
fan,
I
one
don't
is
understand
more
what any of
known.
this has to do with the question of which one do you find more conventionally attractive.
Well, my
Because
answer
the
to
question
that
is a
was
setup.
denied. Yeah.
What's the
Literally,
setup?
What's the setup?
To get us to call the girl ugly.
No, that's not what was asked. Did anybody say you had to call anybody ugly?
Yeah, you don't have to call anybody ugly.
Saying they're less conventionally attractive is calling them ugly.
Okay, but why were you guys so
Well,
quick
wait,
to do it?
is? So okay, so you could never say that one woman was more attractive than another because you'd be calling the one woman ugly, not just saying
Yes.
the one was more attractive.
We don't want to
Okay,
say
that's
she's ugly.
crazy.
Nobody asked you to say that she's ugly. Who asked you to say she's ugly?
You guys did. When y'all asked that question, y'all said who is less conventionally attractive. That means who is uglier.
Yeah, but if you have two beautiful
it's
people,
asking
one of
which
them
one's
can be
more
less attractive
So you could
without
have
being
two
ugly.
really good-looking people. One could be more attractive than the other, right?
Okay,
Yes, most
thank you,
definitely.
Andrew.
We
Okay,
mentioned
well
it
then
in
if that's the
Repairman.
case, then the logic wouldn't follow that because you say one's more conventionally attractive than the other, you're calling the other one ugly. That would make no sense. That doesn't
I think it makes a
track.
lot of sense in my head.
I think what they're trying to
It makes no
realm of
sense.
has no logic, I guess, but it makes no
My
sense.
brain
You
has a
could
lot
say
of
if there's two
logic.
good-looking people, you find one more attractive than the other. That's not calling the other good-looking person ugly.
I think based on the history of racial comparison in this country, that
And-
the average person who, can take that as, because you got the most ugliest, non-attractive woman who's out of shape, that fits a lot of stereotypes of being out of shape,
Yeah.
overweight, compared to, I'm just telling you how people think. You don't have to like it, but this is America. So when you do that, after you take Jonah Hill and Leonardo DiCaprio, and then you take this real
Yeah, the two, it's
homely-looking,
crazy. You should have
overweight,
used two
typical-looking,
actresses
underprivileged
from the same
woman
event.
next to this
There's probably two
pristine,
women in the
slim white
background of
woman.
that photo they
The
could have
average
used.
person could see
It's
some
a
type
setup.
of, you know what I mean? Everybody not gonna take is cut and dry like
I mean,
y'all.
by
And
the
you
way-
can't act like you can't understand why somebody would say
By
that.
the way, she's Australian Aboriginal.
I have no idea what it has to do with. She's just asking which one's more conventionally
All right.
attractive.
That's they're in Australia.
I'm not saying it does, but I can see how somebody could take it that
everybody-
way. But you can see how somebody could take it that
There's
way.
plenty of people that's gonna watch this back and take
you
it that
can-
way.
People can take
Okay, they
all
can
sorts
take it
of
however they
bizarre
want.
things
And that's
in
how
any
I'm
way
taking
they
it too.
want, but
So,
it has nothing to
that's
do
why
with
I
what's
don't wanna
actually being
answer.
asked.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with.
Right.
So
You're-
then find a photo of what you said you were gonna find.
Yeah, but
it
then
has
if we
nothing
do that, you're making it about.
No, you just said.
Yeah, you guys are making it about.
Yeah, if you tell Brian that you'll only rate if it's two white women, You're actually making it about not Brian.
Why shouldn't we
Maybe
make it
if she
about
wasn't
race?
so far unattractive.
Well,
It
wait, if
doesn't
you
have to
shouldn't,
do with it.
if
I'm
you
just telling you how people
why
could perceive
shouldn't we
it.
make
I'm not
it
saying
about
you
race?
right or they wrong, but it's just perception.
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah, but if you say why shouldn't we make it about race, that's fair. But then you could never criticize Brian if you thought he was making it about race, right?
I didn't think it was only about race. I also thought it was about body size as well. So
Isn't that a component
Yeah.
of physical
Yeah, that would be a
attractiveness?
comparison of physical attractiveness, I would think.
I mean, Jonah Hill is chubbier than Leonardo DiCaprio.
But what my thing is, Jonah Hill, some people find Jonah Hill attractive outside of us. I feel like you picked a picture of somebody that most people will probably never find attractive. And
Oh, so just to be clear, so it's easier for you to make a determination when it comes to Jonah Hill, where there's less of a discrepancy in physical appearance
Yes.
between him and Leonardo DiCaprio. But when it's evidently clear that the woman on the right is clearly less attractive than the woman on the left, then you can't make the determination?
yes, because it's more
And the
unfair.
affirmative statement, how's it
Yes.
unfair? It's
We just explained it. We just explained it back to back to back. Why it's unfair, why it's a setup, and why we don't want to answer that question.
Or could it
Yeah, but I
actually...
don't actually understand the explanation.
Of course you don't.
Can you break
Or-
it down for me again?
No.
No.
Or then is it just actually essentially a capitulation that you guys are actually then?
No.
Oh, so it's
No, I think
easier
it's
for you
just
guys to judge
deny.
men, but when it comes to appraisals of women's looks, then there's a bigger issue.
No, well, you basically compared two
No, it's because you picked an absurd photograph to start a fight because you have problems.
actors, two famous actors.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because people are gonna find them attractive no matter what.
For reasons besides looks?
Yeah, they got money. They're both rich. They
Yeah, it was
I
about
know
looks.
some girls who would say
Hill
Jonah
is
Hill
not
was
a
more
conventionally
attractive.
attractive man at all. Jonah Hill is not
He's
conventionally
economically
But there's
attractive.
some women out there that will go for Jonah Hill.
Over
sure.
Leonardo
You're saying
DiCaprio?
that there's
I'm
nobody
sure.
who will go for this woman?
Here,
That's
how about
ridiculous.
let's go around the table. Actually,
There are definitely women who would choose Jonah Hill over Leonardo DiCaprio. Definitely. It's not even. This is not even a contendable point.
we already did. All of you said Leonardo
But
DiCaprio is
we're
more
only
attractive.
this one group of women. We don't represent all
Okay.
women out in the world.
Men don't get chosen just for their physical attractiveness. Sorry, Brian.
What? How, you think it's 99% of what?
But he knows this. So I don't understand like why he would belabor this particular point. It makes no sense.
Women pick Leonardo over Jonah Hill?
99? No,
99.
I would say
What do you
like
think?
I think it would be 80% Leonardo,
Really?
20%
So
Jonah Hill.
one out of 5 women picks Jonah Hill over Leonardo DiCaprio.
I think so. Yes.
Jonah Hill still has something to gain attraction outside of his looks.
Exactly.
That
He's
woman don't
funny,
have nothing
and he
besides
has
her
money.
looks.
Cool.
Well, I don't know how much she makes, but she don't look like besides looks. I don't think she can get
There's
anybody.
a lot of cope happening right now.
Yeah, there seems to. I don't really understand. There's no. If you're going to make a comparison
understand.
on just conventional looks, then the idea that it needs to have some type of racial stereotype to it is bizarre to me. It doesn't even make any sense. That seems like it's some sort of bizarre internal projection or something like this. It has nothing to do with comparing the attractiveness level of two people. Regardless of who Brian put up, whatever two human beings he put up, you should be able to make a determination on conventional attractiveness. I don't understand why the would have anything to do with anything.
But it's not just the car. As we brought up earlier, you put up two men within the same, how would you say,
Like
standard.
success, too.
Yeah, that
Status.
look, status, standard that look
Nope.
the same too. Like the two women you put up were very different in
I don't
other
understand. You
aspects
can't
outside
tell.
of
Okay,
race.
so then let's do this. I'm in no way have the same status as Jonah Hill.
All right,
Couldn't
here.
you make a comparison
Not even
between
just
me? Hang on,
status.
hang on. Couldn't you make a comparison right now between myself and Leonardo DiCaprio and say which one's more attractive? And it would be Leonardo DiCaprio, right?
I mean, but your wife
And
was your
Jonah
wife
Hill.
too.
Yeah,
Both
see,
of them.
So,
Yeah,
you so
your wife
it
is
is a
the
racial
you.
component. The whole idea here is for you, for some
Where'd the race
reason,
come from?
make some
No,
difference in
we
the
said, what would your wife
conventional
think?
We said
Would your wife think that Leonardo
about
DiCaprio
race.
is more attractive than you?
Possibly. And the thing is, though, is like, why would that even be improper to make that assessment? Do you think that people don't have eyeballs, or that they can't be honest?
No, but
about
wouldn't
what
you
is
want your
true
wife to
because
think that you're
they
the
don't-
most
They
attractive
don't want to risk
man?
offense. Like that seems silly to me.
Wouldn't you want your wife to think you're the most attractive man?
This is definitely the most pointless clip we've watched so far tonight. I mean, what a waste of just waste of conversation for with no real end purpose.
You know,
That's not
the thing
realistic, though.
is like, don't you want to also live in reality? Like, do you think I want my wife to lie to me? Do you think that I can't clearly see that there's more attractive men than me conventionally, and that I would know that since she has eyeballs, she would also understand that? And it's like, why do you think it would be some sort of great to me if she lied to me? In fact, in many ways, that would be detrimental. You know what I mean? Now, is there good etiquette in not like drooling over other people when you're with your spouse? Well, of course, right? Of course, that's good etiquette. But it has nothing to do with the idea that you can't objectively assess a beauty standard of another human being. That doesn't mean you're going to go have sex with them or anything like that. It has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
So I don't really understand.
is
I don't
so
really understand
pointless.
on this.
It's
You're
just so
asking about
pointless.
the conventional attractiveness. I don't even see why the racial component matters.
Wow, what a waste of time that one was. For everyone, for them, for us, for me, for the viewer, everyone. What a waste.